BBC Sport Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Scottish football lives here.
Good afternoon from me, Thomas Duncan, here at Ibrox. The teams are out, Rangers and St Johnstone. A huge afternoon for both. And for the home sides, the absolute imperative to bounce back from such a damaging away result at Dens on Thursday, where they failed to win for the fourth game away from Ibrox in a row. They return to home comforts here this afternoon, having won all their league games, bar one, this season in Govan. St Johnstone rooted to the bottom of the table, 8 points adrift. It could be 10 by the close of play today if they lose here in Hearts, win at Pittodrie. When we get to double figures, it really does get into the stage where they need a miracle run to try and even get into the playoff berth. At Simo Balakari remaining upbeat and positive as they try and do the unlikely and take something here at Ibrox this afternoon. Rangers with two changes from that 1-0 draw with Dundee. Conor Barron and Nadim Bayrami dropping to the bench. Raskin and Danilo the players to come in, so they go with Kelly in goals, Yilmaz, Proper and Ciala and Jefte the back four, Raskan, Diamonde in midfield, Czerny and Hadji wide with Danilo in behind Hamza Igaman. 5 changes for St Johnstone. New signing Andy Fisher straight between the sticks. Also coming in are Essel, Kucheravi, Kirk and Franchak, so they go with Fisher in the goal, Essel, Sanders and Mikulic the back three. Franchak right wing back, Dre Wright going across to left wing back, Sprangler, Kucheravi behind Clark with Kimpioka and Kirk playing as a front two. The referee is Ross Hardy. He's in the centre circle, striding, checking everything's okay as we prepare to get underway at Ibrox, which is pretty much packed despite recent results. Not too many voting with their feet this afternoon, though there are planned protests by some groups for the 55th minute, and we'll see what comes of that as St Johnstone get us underway. They are in their changed kit, maroon and white stripes. Rangers in the traditional light blue home top. St Johnstone shooting from left to right towards the Copeland Road ends and immediately knocking about at the back, and Jack Sanders under pressure from Danilo. Cam in the box to get away from Danilo into Kucheravi, back to Sanders in his own penalty area. Essel is pulled wide. Rangers getting a press on, and it's nicked off Hadji and out for a St Johnstone throw-in. But Billy Dodds, who is alongside me, former Rangers striker, St Johnstone already taking a chance.
Yeah, and they've given that to Rangers, that throw-in. It's definitely when St Johnstone playing out from the back, not changing their style, and they play it up the wing. I think it was Ezo just chipped up the wing, took a flick off Hadji, and Rangers got the throw in, so not got their troubles to seek even this early on.
Yeah, here's Jefte, left hand side, just short of the halfway line, into Nico Raskan, back from suspension and captaining Rangers this afternoon as it's spread over to Yilmaz, playing right back for the third game in a row, into Diamonde, out to Czerny, right hand touchline into Igamani, then Danilo on the edge of the box, combines with Igamani, goes first time with outside of the boot, and that shows just the confidence he has at the moment. It went wide of Fisher's left hand post, but an ambitious effort from the Rangers forward.
Yeah, those two interact well together. That's why I thought they would play at Dens during the week, but they didn't, and Bayrami kept his place and he wanted them to run beyond. That didn't happen either. So Danilo, Igamani come into Danilo comes in and you can see right away a couple of 1-2s. Czerny involved, comes back to Igaman, hits the volley but well wide.
Here's Diamonde, backwards to Raskan across the centre circle as the pass from the Belgian. It's behind Yilmaz, but Czerny picks up, forward to Yilmaz. Czerny into Diamonde midway through the Saints half. Hadji back to Raskan. Rangers playing with purpose in the opening 2 minutes, and St Johnstone back in their back five, and we thought it might be Dre Wright playing right hand side, but it looks like he's going across left, and Franchak, the 17-year-old's playing right wing back as that's deflected behind for a Rangers corner. Hadji comes across this near side to take, as the Rangers fans fall slightly silent, urging their team to up their intensity, up their levels, as they have done most of the season at home, and that is the crucial difference at home. As another ball comes onto the pitch and prevents Hadji from taking this corner. Hadji's ready now, delivers with a right foot into the 6-yard box, headed away by Mackenzie Kirk. only as far as Jefte, about 25 yards out, drives towards the edge of the box, then offloads it to Nsiala, right hand side, low cross, and it's blocked and behind off Mikulic. And a Rangers corner over on the other side now, in front of the smattering of St Johnstone fans in the corner of the Sandy Jardine and Broomloan stands. St Johnstone, well, I mentioned their goal scoring. They've scored 24 this season. They only managed 29 the whole of last season, but they've conceded 44 already this campaign, having conceded 54 last season. So you can see where their problems lie, and they've got some defending to do here as Czerny whips it in with a left foot. Sanders with a towering header exits the penalty area. Yilmaz to Diamonde, looks up, tries to send it to the back post. Sanders is there again to head it out near side. Essel lets it bounce and then just prevents it going behind for another corner. Puts it out for a throw-in on this near side. 0-0, 3.5 minutes played at Ibrox.
That's good pressure from Rangers again, Thomas. They've got to show intent right from the start. They're against a back three again, as they have been against Hibs, Dundee and now St John's today. So they've got to get their full backs and their wide players up high nice and early so St Johnstone can't adjust. But we'll see if that continues to happen. But again, against a back three, got to do better in wide areas. Rangers have really struggled there in those last 3 games.
Hadji jinking in from the left hand side, goes back out to his fullback Jefte, who plays it down the side under laughing run from Hadji, but it's overhit from the Brazilian and behind for a St Johnstone goal kick, and a bit of respite as we hit 4 minutes for St Johnstone. But just going back to that kick-off, Billy, St Johnstone play it at the back, but they don't really move it forward, so it almost invited Rangers. After they sat off for about 10-15 seconds, they decided let's go for it, and again they're inviting pressure on here in their own box.
It's just the way they do it, but it's fair play to them. Some call it brave, some call it madness, but Rangers will be, especially from a by kick, they'll be set up and ready to go on that. But they've handled it well the twice they've done it so far in the game. They don't look as if they're changing. They're going to play open football, try and play 2 up front, as we said to Rich at the start of the programme. The other striker, Nicky Clark, now playing in behind, so that's a forward option as well, and they're going to play out for the back. So fair play to them. We'll see come the end of the day what kind of scoreline it gets at places like this.
Here's Kucheravi centre circle. It was a St Johnstone free kick just short of halfway for a handball by Jefte. Stray right, comes in off the left hand side as he's right footed, almost leaves the ball behind, but manages to get to Kucheravi, and Sprangler, Essel in his own half into the back three this afternoon. Aaron Essel, it's a poor pass straight to Jefte, and Rangers have it again. Raskan at the base of midfield in his own half, slides it forward for Yilmaz, who takes it on the run and then gives it out to Czerny on the touchline into Igman. Little pass, tries to thread it through a gap to Yilmaz, but it was blocked and spins away. Rangers have it again and recycle possession. Nsiala, second appearance. Good pass for Jefte on the left hand side, tries the early cross, but it deflects off Mackenzie Kirk. Rangers throw in.
But they're trying to do the right thing, Rangers, move it quickly and get Jefte high nice and early, so Mackenzie Kirk and Cole can't adjust to get the cross in, because that's where they're short and wide areas. They've got one wing back, and he'll be forced back by the wide man, so full backs have got to get forward. Sometimes Rangers stop doing it and get them high quickly enough, and then that's when they suffer. When they do, as they saw against Hibs, they went 2-0 up just by nice quick play, wide areas, crosses, and you saw the way Igaman finished.
And Yilmaz gives up possession, and St Johnstone can counter. Kimpioka gallops forward, but then goes down under a challenge and gets a free kick, which the Rangers fans are none too pleased with. Felt it was soft, it was a little nudge, and he just went down. Strikers are always going to go down in that situation.
What you saying there? I know you're trying to say that I did on occasion probably, but listen, he's driving forward, Kimpioka. He's got St Johnstone a bit of possession high up the pitch. They've got a chance to put it in now. He's obviously been clipped accidentally in the face. He goes down and draws a free kick. We can't argue because the referee was close and he made the decision, so I don't think there's many arguments. A couple of the Rangers players had a go, but it did look as if it was a free kick.
And it is St Johnstone free kick midway through the Rangers half out on the far side, and it's floated into the box. Jack Sanders is at the back stick, but he can't get on the end of it as Rangers deal with it. It bounces in the box, and Igman manages to control, and he's got all the time in the world to take it out to this near side. And then it's with Jefte and Nsiala. You were at Dens Park on Thursday, Billy. Clinton Nsiala thrown in his first senior game. What did you make of his performance?
Did fine. No trouble at all, no mistakes. The one thing Rangers can't do is do what he did there. They've got to keep the pace of the game up, whether it's in and out possession. Nsiala put his foot in the ball there and get a few groans at him.
Yilmaz flashes it in. Danilo made the near post run, but it's defended by St Johnstone as Kimpioka tussles with Diamonde and Yilmaz out there. Rangers throw. Diamonde goes quickly to Czerny inside to Danilo. One of the two changes from Thursday night as Czerny gives it to Raskan. You're listening to Sports Sound, BBC Radio Scotland FM, BBC Sounds, as Diamonde for Rangers plays it out to the right. Cross comes in from Yilmaz. Good defending from Sanders again to win the header, and then it's played up to Mackenzie Kirk just short of the centre circle, but his touch allows Jefte to come in and steal possession. Here's Nsiala, the left centre half for Rangers, gives it to Hadji on the left touchline. The Romanian looks up, goes backwards with a pass, and it's really loose, straight to Mackenzie Kirk, then into Nicky Clark, but he has his pocket picked. He holds off Diamonde initially, but it breaks for Danilo, middle of the pitch, needs help from a teammate, doesn't get it. St Johnstone win it, and then right, and then it's St Johnstone turn it over, and neither side seems to want the ball at this point in the game, as both are giving it up far too easily. Czerny has it though, looks for Eagleman, sliding challenge from Sanders, who's been busy already in the heart of that St Johnstone defence. Saints come away with it. Sprangler lays it out onto this touchline. Franchak closely marshalled by Hadji, but he has time to go back to Aaron Essel, the right centre back, who goes to Jack Sanders, and the tempo just drops for a moment. 9 minutes played, Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0.
Yeah, it was like, you have it, no, you have it, and both teams giving it away, but try to force it centrally. Sometimes you've got to go wide. I'm looking at that 3-5-2 we're talking about, and the two strikers are trying to do the two fullbacks, but once they go quickly and up high, they can't, so it's up to the midfielder to try and get there. But so far it's worked for St Johnstone. It's a pretty even game. They've shown bravery on the ball, try to calm it all down, try to get the Rangers punters on the players' back, which will add pressure. Rangers have just got to try, and especially like this, building from the back, in possession, move it quickly, or the Rangers fans won't be happy.
Raskan, right-footed, spreads the play out to Yilmaz, who's trotting over the halfway line, nudges it to Czerny on the touchline, curled left-footed ball into the channel, but Eagleman can't get there, and then it's a good battle in the middle of the park, and Kucheravi comes away with it, finds Mackenzie Kirk in the centre circle. The youngster turns, takes it over halfway, and he's getting up ahead of steam here. Mackenzie Kirk tries to find Kimpioka, who's making a run across and towards the penalty area. It's blocked. St Johnstone still have it though. Kucheravi, Diamonde gets a challenge in, and now Eagleman tries the back heel. It's behind Danilo though. Clark can't pick it up, and Diamonde has it centre circle, and he's picked out Eagleman with a lovely ball, edge of the box. Good tussle with Eagleman and Essel, but that's good defending, I think, from the St Johnstone right centre half. Got back, got his body in front, and hooks it away out for a throw-in.
It's brilliant defending, because we know Eagleman's strong. Once it's given away by St Johnstone, it's clipped beyond the defence, and Essel matches him all the way. Eagleman's trying to lean in, so he bumps off him and he gets a couple of yards to have the strike, but Essel's having none of it, showing good strength and gets a good volley clear.
And the Union Bears over in the Copeland stand have unveiled a banner. Everything from anyone, fans gave all while you let our standards fall, is what it says, aimed at those who run the club, voicing their displeasure, and some fans applaud in agreement. Rangers on the pitch are trying to get themselves in front. 11 minutes, no goals. Rangers 0, St Johnstone 0. Nsiala goes square to Proper. Right-footed pass along the grass to Yilmaz, takes it on the touchline, driving forward, and again Yilmaz does really well, floats a ball in, but it's too close to Fisher, the goalkeeper, who takes comfortably, and he'll enjoy that. New signing straight into the team after only a few training sessions, and that just helps build his confidence, the Swansea loanee.
I watched the three Rangers forwards there, and Yilmaz doesn't usually go on the outside, does, and he does well, clips a ball in. It's not a brilliant ball, it's always going to the goalkeeper, but the position was away about 12 yards out. Got to make runs across that front post, try and drag people, one hitting the central area and one round the back, but three of them in a line 12 yards out, never scoring.
Sprangler does well to dispossess Diamonde as he started to drive through the heart of the Saints midfield. It's now with Jefte, the Rangers left back, gives it to Hadji on the touchline. Hadji always looking to come inside, but Jefte's also gone inside. He doesn't have an option back outside for now. Hadji goes right into the middle of the pitch, offloads it to Proper right-footed, goes to Yilmaz, who leaves it for Czerny, but Czerny wasn't quite stationed where Yilmaz thought he was, but he does keep it in the Czech winger. Now it's Nsiala. Jefte now in a wider position on the touchline. Looks for Ikeman, who's dropped in. Ikeman to Danilo, back to Nsiala. And Ikeman trying to make things happen, as he has done so often for Rangers recently. 11 goals for the season, 7 in the Premiership. Here's Proper forward for Černý. Černý looks for space. There isn't really any with St Johnstone back in their own box. Yilmaz coming infield, looking for a gap for a pass. Gives it short to Diamonde. Now Nsiala first time to Jefte. Rangers try and keep the tempo high. Jefte fires the cross in. Ikeman with a first time finish, and it was a clever one, but it just didn't quite have enough power to creep past Fisher in the St Johnstone goal.
Yeah, Rangers show patience away from that right hand side, away to the left. Jefte high but still 25 yards out, and his cross was sort of behind Ikeman, but he does well. He watches it and it's bouncing in front of him, gets the outside of the right boot on it, and it nearly finds the far corner, but Fisher does well.
And St Johnstone try and go a bit more direct, and they've managed to win a throw-in down just about in line with the Rangers box, which is a boost for them, as Simo Valakari watches on edge of his technical area, as is Philippe Clement. St Johnstone throw to right has it, ready to offload it. Nicky Clark shows, and then it's given to Kimpioka. He's got Yilmaz and Černý trying to take the ball off him, but he's done brilliantly, Kimpioka, but he's acted illegally, says the referee Ross Hardy, in hauling Yilmaz to the deck, and Rangers get the free kick. 14 minutes on the clock at Ibrox. It is goalless, and you can tell by the atmosphere it is all a bit flat here. Rangers certainly with most of the ball.
Do you get the feeling flat and tense? That's what I get, that they want a goal, they want something to happen just to take the pressure away, but that's 14 minutes gone, and it's not going quite the way they've thought. They've had all the possession, yeah, they've had that one chance here, but they would like a breakthrough just to ease the tension a bit in the stadium.
Sprangler wins it off Ikeman, and now it's Nicky Clark looking to pass over halfway. He's managed it, but even a player with Mackenzie Kirk's pace is not going to reach that ahead of Jefte, who knocks it back to Liam Kelly. Back between the sticks for Rangers in Jack Butland's continued absence, his 5th Rangers appearance. Liam Kelly up to Černý, halfway, gives it to Yilmaz, who's looking to land one over the top, but it's well read by Sanders again. He wins a lot of headers in the air, Jack Sanders, and well, he should with a player of that height.
Yeah, but he should, and he's done well so far in the match, Jack Sanders, but it's been played to suit him. They're trying to force things. They need switches of play, and I don't mean hit 50 yards, I mean 3 or 4 passes, get it wide quickly.
Here's Diamonde in the 6-yard box, cuts it back, Ikeman, 1-0 Rangers, and it is that man again, Hamza Ikeman, his 12th goal of the season, eases the tension at Ibrox and gives Rangers the leads, an important lead, and Hamza Ikeman celebrates, gets the hug of his teammates, and it is now Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0.
St Johnstone switch off. Really good from Rangers. We said about keeping the tempo up, the goal that takes away a bit of tension within the stadium, but they switched off because Rangers take the quick throw in. Černý finds himself over this side of the pitch. It's a cut back, and Ikeman just smashes it into the empty net. It should be picked up, but because they just have that 2 or 3 second rest from the throw in, they think Rangers are not going to take it quickly. They do, and they've caught out St Johnstone and Ikeman. It's a really good finish, tidy.
And just like that, Rangers come to life, and St Johnstone's fairly comfortable, solid work in the opening 15 minutes is all undone, switching off from a throw-in, and Černý to Diamonde, cut back to Ikeman, and with a player in that form, he takes it first time and just prods it high into the net past Fisher, who had no chance, and it's Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0 here at Ibrox. And Rangers haven't lost in the Premiership this season when they've scored the first goal, so that will be such a relief for them to nudge themselves in front, and the players, I'm sure, who will have their own anxieties after another lacklustre performance, and the reception they got from the away fans at Dens just allows them to relax ever so slightly. Raskan now halfway line as they look to build on their lead. Down the right hand side, Yilmaz back to Proper square for Nsiala along the grass for Jefte. Left touchline, tries to slide it in the left hand side of the box for Hadji, who doesn't really have the pace to get there, and Essel came across and nudged him out of the way of the ball as well, and it runs behind for a Saints goal kick. Rangers 1, St Johnstone 0. 17 minutes played And I wonder what Simo Valakari is thinking. Shoulders slightly slumped, hands in pockets as he walks about the edge of his technical area. Really not the start he wanted. And it's all very well trying to stick to your convictions and ask the players to play a certain way, but if the results don't come and the confidence isn't there, those things start to wobble and players get doubts, and Sanders puts one into the midfield again, and Kucheravi has no choice but to get rid of it. Backwards with a pass, Fisher the goalkeeper, short to Kucheravi, who fires it first time. It's not a great one for Sanders, and again they're taking chances. They are sticking to it, St Johnstone, in their own box. They trail by a goal to nil. Hamza Egeman's 12th goal of the season. Kucheravi back to Fisher. Rangers right on top of St Johnstone as they try and play out, and that's a good pass from the goalkeeper onto the chest of Kimpioka, and he tries to stride forward, but his path is blocked and he offloads the ball at the halfway line to Kucheravi. Now Essel right hand side, good feet from the centre back to get round Hadji, then he plays it out to the right hand side of Franchak. That's lovely into Nicky Clark, then back out to Kucheravi, and suddenly they're at the corner of the box, St Johnstone. Franchak, Kucheravi, the youngsters combining. Kucheravi sends it to the back post, dealt with by Yilmaz, but now Mikulic steps onto it. Sprangler right footed out to Essel on this right hand side, 40 yards from the Rangers box. Good pass into Mackenzie Kirk on the edge of the area, is forced wide by Nsiala, gets the byline and does really well to keep that in and squeeze the pass to Franchak, who curls it to the back of the box. Clark's nearly there, Kimpioka making the uses of himself, and then eventually Raskan's back to get a boot on the ball, and Rangers have it again. But that was St Johnstone's best spell of the game.
Oh, do you know what? Got to give credit where credit's due. Overall, absolutely brilliant, but they have to mix up with that. They've brought Rangers onto them, they've taken chances with 4 or 5 passes, really tight, going to Sprangler just in the edge of the box, using the central midfielder, going to their wide centre halves, and then suddenly the goalkeeper Fisher just fizzes one away out to the left and shows that he's going to mix up. If you're going to come on us, that's what we want. There's got to be an end product, and that was really good.
And now it's over the top for Czerny to chase, and Andy Fisher, the goalkeeper, is quick off his line and manages to get there first, and now St Johnstone have it again. That's good from Kucheravi to Kirk, and then Clark. Brilliant sliding challenge though, and Rangers, Czerny in behind again. It's Václav Czerny. It's 2-0. 2-0 Rangers, and Václav Czerny jogs off nonchalantly to celebrate, and St Johnstone again do things well one moment, undone at the back the next. Rangers open them up, Czerny finishes, and it is Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0.
Well, it all come down to Proper's tackle when he robbed Nicky Clark, and then when it falls to Danilo, he just turns and just, this is how open St Johnstone are being. They're playing, trying to play for the back, but when they lose it, they're out of position, and once that Proper tackle comes in, and then Danilo just turns and sees Czerny, who's drifted in off the right hand side, probably for a mini press on that St Johnstone backline. He's just slipped through and he's right through 1-on-1. It's that easy, and then he just rolls it past Fisher, and it's far too easy. Yeah, it's brave football, but my word, when they lose the ball, they are wide open, St Johnstone, and certainly Rangers capitalised on that.
And Václav Czerny scores his 9th goal of the season, and I think St Johnstone were pleading that there might be an offside flag or a VAR intervention for offside, but it's not going to come for them, and it is going to be 2-0 to Rangers, and the perfect start to this game. First quarter, Rangers 2-goal up, and that is the 55th and 56th goals St Johnstone have conceded in the league this season in just their 23rd game, and that is at the nub of their problem. And again, Rangers look to try and drop it in behind, but that's a poor one from Hadji, as Czerny again looked to make that run from out to in and keep the St Johnstone backline guessing as Proper has it, and he goes long, and they think they found a way to really put St Johnstone under pressure now, Rangers, as Diamonde collects. Diamonde looking for Danilo, sliding challenge from Kirk, takes it off his toes, cleared by St Johnstone. Proper sends it back with his head. Mikulic with a return. Clark flicks it forward, and it skims off the head of Proper, and Kimpioka's gone after it. He's done really well, Kimpioka, to beat Proper to the ball. He's on the left touchline, midway through the Rangers half, tries to get rid of 2 Rangers players, can't do it. That's a loose pass though from Rangers, and Mikulic passes it to Sprangler and back to Sanders and Essel. And St Johnstone, the nightmare start for the Premiership's bottom club, goalless in the other Premiership game at the moment. Aberdeen hosting Hearts at Pittodrie. It's 2-0 Rangers here against St Johnstone, as Sanders pings the right-footed switch to the left-hand side. Dre Wright controls it with the right foot, takes it forward. Czerny gets back. Dre Wright thinks about taking it infield, gives it to Kucheravi, who gets the return from Sprangler. Now it's Mikulic. Rangers sitting off for now, content to let Mikulic have the ball. He's thinking about a switch, keeps it, and then his pass is intercepted by Diamonde, and it breaks for Igaman. Igaman looking to run forward. Czerny's overlapping around the right hand side. Václav Czerny cuts it back. Igaman deflected behind. Corner Rangers. So close to 3-0, and St Johnstone again causing all their own problems.
I'm with you. I totally agree. I mean, I'm thinking, right, it's okay saying when we're in possession, make sure you're still organised, but you're trying to give the guy on the ball an option. So you're going to be out of position. They lose it again, one straight ball, and then they eventually have the deflected shot that's inches past the post. It could have been 3, but wow, you talk about self-inflicted. I'm all in for, you want to build for the back and you want to do the right things, but do it in the right places. Do it when you're not bottom of the league. Do it when you're fully confident, because they are just carving themselves up, St Johnstone. And Rangers, to be fair, take advantage of that.
Czerny with a quick corner, gets it back, right corner of the box, gives it to Igaman facing away from the target. His little pass is deflected. Dre Wright has it, but Igaman so strong, trying to battle and win it back. Goes behind referee and linesman signal for a goal kick, and St Johnstone survive. But dearie me, going back to that Mikulic one as well, he had so much time on the ball and he still ends up picking a pass that gets intercepted.
You're asking players to do things that they're not comfortable doing. You would love to just let me give it to a midfielder or play it up a channel or something like that, so I can get organised, so I can do what I'm good at, defensive shift. But I'm not saying that every defender is like that, want to just defend. There are defenders who are comfortable on the ball, but there are defenders who are not, and you're asking them go on, start playing, and then suddenly they lose it and you're thinking, oh, I'm out of position, I don't know where the striker is, and they're losing goals and getting great chances against them because of their poor play.
Kimpioka 25 yards out, back to Sprangler, then Essel. St Johnstone trying to move forward, but again it's a poor pass, and Jefte reads it really well, and now he's galloping up to the halfway line and he plays it into acres of open space for Václav Czerny, who's got just Mikulic in front of him initially, crosses it with the left foot. It's not a great one, and it's a poor header, shocking header, and Mohamed Diamonde profits to the fullest extent to make it 3-0 to Rangers. 3 goals in 9 minutes has completely blown St Johnstone away, but St Johnstone have taken out the gun, loaded it and shot themselves in the foot time and time again, and it is now Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0.
Well put, Thomas, because that's exactly it. Again, a poor pass. I know it's not in a dangerous area, but they are so all over the place. They've not even got a back 3 in place. You're saying defensively want to play with a back 5 at times. They've only got 1, and it's Saunders, and suddenly they play it wide. It's an in-swinging cross, and because he's on the retreat and he's trying to adjust, he's on the retreat, he's not in the proper defensive position, he starts panicking. They're 2 goals down, he knows he's panicking, he pops it up there and actually sets Diamonde up, who comes in and just thumps home the header. 3-0, and far too easy and far too self-inflicted for St Johnstone's liking. It's incredible what I'm watching here today.
4th goal of the season for Mohamed Diamonde, and he just won't score an easier one than that. I mean, to give Jack Sanders his due, I don't know if he's expecting a shout from his goalkeeper, who is, a debutant this afternoon for St Johnstone, and whether that communication just simply isn't there, and maybe it should have been. But if you're going to head it, you've got to deal with it. He just heads it straight up in the air, and it just drops for Mohamed Diamonde just to nod into the net from just a few yards out. Incredible stuff from St Johnstone in the worst possible sense. And Rangers, after all the turmoil this week, and you have to credit them, they've taken advantage, they've been good, but they couldn't have asked for an easier ride of it in this opening half hour.
Rangers are doing the right things. Don't think they don't know if they're playing and they give it away, they'll be out of position, so they're capitalising on it. And it's a perfect assist from Saunders. He won't want to hear that, but it is. I mean, he's better just flicking it away from goal or doing something, try to head it over his crossbar, but he just popped up there for Diamonde. It was a perfect assist, wasn't it? He just popped it and Diamonde just comes in and thuds it home. But St Johnstone, as much as Rangers are doing all the correct things, I can't believe the way St Johnstone are playing here. They are so out of position when they lose possession, it's scary.
And they look like a team with each passing week, the confidence just gets lower and lower and lower, and the mistakes creep up as Rangers attempt to switch a play out to this near side, which goes straight out of play. But this game is done, really, and we're not even hit 28 minutes yet, and St Johnstone ain't coming back from this, as the Rangers crowd find their voice. Sent long by St Johnstone. Nsiala header. Danilo picks up the second ball, breaks for Jefte, back to Nsiala. Touch with the left foot, the former AC Milan youth player. Gives it to Proper. Raskan. Proper again into the path of Černý, and he looks like he's confident this afternoon. First time flick outside to Yilmaz, gets it back. Černy's on the halfway line. Now Raskan. Nsiala. Kirk comes to meet the Rangers centre back. Gives it into Robin Proper. Thought about the switch out to this near side and Jefte, but goes forward to Igaman, who gives it back to Proper, back to Yilmaz, who's been really good at just holding his width, Billy, out there.
I'm sorry, Thomas, but just you're thinking when we watch this attack, but
sliding behind for Jefte, left hand side of the box, low cross, no one in blue there, and then Sanders hesitates after controlling it, does get it away eventually, and Mackenzie Kirk is dispossessed by Danilo out for a throw in. 3-0 Rangers.
They're talking about this game being done, and rightly so, but the way you set up is to have a goal, but all your forward think players have chucked it now. They're like, well, we're not going to win the game, so what are we going to do within it? We're just going to have to defend and try and do the right thing. So your threat's gone, you lose your forward from middle to front, and it's just a case of let's get damage limitation. Your forward players are even thinking that now. It's suicide football at times, it really is, and there's places where you can do it when you're fully confident and have a goal. We're going to have a go here today, but it's not Ibrox. When Rangers have such a good home record, you're 8 points behind getting into the game, and you're still playing this open attacking football that's not bringing you any end game. It's not getting you any points on the board. It's just demoralising you at times.
Jefte left hand side, another low cross, not a great one as he was looking for Hadji. Essel intercepts, carries it a few yards, offloads to Mackenzie Kirk, and Hadji is penalised for catching Essel a tad late. It is Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0, and we are just about to hit the 30th minute at Ibrox, and Simo Valakari could not have wished for a worse start or couldn't have dreaded, I should say, a worse start to this game. And Rangers have done what they needed to do so far as St Johnstone go long for Kimpioka, controls it and it spins away, flag is up, Kimpioka is offside, and it's just when you Billy, you can just, and you can't blame the players really, but you see the body language even of the St Johnstone players up top, just the shoulders starting to go a wee bit slumped as will they get a little chance here as Jefte's dispossessed and Kirk looking for Clark, but Proper's got the pace to get there, gives it back to Liam Kelly, short to Nsiala, left hand side of his penalty area, really good touch inside away from Kirk, stays calm, Raskan now and Jefte, but yeah, it's a long hour plus now for these St Johnstone players as Černý tries to squeeze one down the touchline. He has it blocked, but it deflects back to him. Igaman now back to Nsiala, then out to Hadji, left hand side, low cross, deflected up off Essel as he slid in, and then it's ballooned up into the air by Dre Wright. There's just panic stations in the box for St Johnstone, and luckily this time it goes behind for a Rangers corner.
There's a forward thinking wing back who's despondent, but it's not just the forwards, the defenders are despondent as well. This is like, let's get me out of here. Rangers will be loving it now, want to take part in the game. It's just mentally you've got to try and make them think about it a bit more, and that's not happened today.
Černý a few strides back as he gets ready to take this corner, although the referee has halted things briefly for now, as is it Clinton Nsiala getting a talking to from the referee. I'm not sure what that was about, but the referee blows the whistle now and Černý puts both arms in the air. He's ready to take, crosses it in near post, Igaman trying to get a touch, and Nsiala bounced, he thought about trying to hook it back towards goal as he was facing away from the target, but then let it drop and the chance was gone. Now Jefte Diamonde, who scored the third goal for Rangers, a complete gift it was as well, as he gives it to Nsiala in the centre circle. Nsiala left footed, Raskan now, Raskan comes in on the right foot, switches it out to Czerny, who's in good space as Dre Wright goes out to meet him, slides it to Hadji, who let it run across inside and tried to just jink in and get the shot away, but it's actually good defending from Kucheravi, and it's another Rangers corner. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0, 32.5 on the clock.
Yeah, the runs are coming, the passes are coming. It's nice and easy football for Rangers now. They've done their bit and scored 3 good goals, but St Johnstone just look as if they need half time.
Czerny ready to take on that far side again, left-footed, whips in into the near post. It's Nicky Clark who heads it up into the air. Then Sanders as it comes back down. Eagleman first time strike, low, bobbling about horribly in the edge of the 6-yard box before St Johnstone eventually lash it away to the centre circle in Jefte. Hadji now. Hadji, little pass to Jefte again, and Rangers so comfortable. 3-0 up.
I'm not saying, Thomas, if they come here and set up really defensively and play percentage football, that they wouldn't be a goal down or 2-0 get down, but it makes it more enjoyable when you're in the game and you're defending, maybe even a goal down, and still the players have got the players within their minds, I think, we're still in this, just get it at half time, keep it 1-0, we'll get to have a go at some point. But the way it's panned out today, I mean, they've been in possession, they've played football, but they've been caught out open once. They're not good enough to pass it from 6 yards all the way up the pitch. They've hardly created a chance, especially at Ibrox. They're the makers of their own downfall today. Rangers have been ruthless. So
Essel and St Johnstone again try and play it from the goalkeeper, and it's not paid off so far. They had a couple of nice spells, but actually their best moves have come from when they've kind of chipped one over the top of Rangers and managed to get bodies up around their strikers. It's not really come from flowing passing moves as Rangers press them again, and Sanders finds Essel, the right centre back, touches it in front of himself, gets it over the halfway line to Mackenzie Kirk. Raskin pursues him out to Franchak, tries to go on the outside of Jefte, who got a foot in. St Johnstone throw in.
They had one when they played it and they kept it for 4 or 5 passes. Then the goalkeeper Fisher absolutely pinged it out to Kimpioka on the left, and they eventually got a couple of crosses in the box, and that was it. So it's worked once, but you have to put percentages into football, and the best chance of St Johnstone getting a result here today and making it tough for Rangers, especially with Rangers rocking a little bit, struggling for league form. I know not at home, is make it difficult, a difficult game for them, make them think about it, and it's been so far the opposite. It's incredible.
Jefte gives it to Hadji on the left hand touchline, slides it to Jefte, left side of the box on the byline, looking for space for a cross. He probably had it if he'd moved a bit sharper there, Jefte, but perhaps didn't see an option in the area. Rangers work it into the middle of the pitch now, and Hadji controls with the left foot, barrels round, Clark in front of him, nudges it to Hadji, or Czerny, and Rangers recycle. Lovely little pass down the left hand side of the box, Raskin to Jefte, and it's good defending from Essel, who came a long way to come across and get a toe on it, and it's behind for yet another Rangers corner.
But your forwards are switching off now. We talked about their despondent Mackenzie Kirk there, just lets Jefte go, and it's Essel that has to adjust to come out and get a good challenge in, boots it clear, but Rangers are enjoying it, making passes, making runs, and St Johnstone, you can just see, get us to half time please, without losing any more goals.
36 minutes gone, 3-0 to Rangers. That's lovely from Yilmaz, edge of the box, looking to workspace for the left-footed shot. It was blocked as he lashed it forward, and then the referee blows a whistle because it's ended up hitting off him, I think, and we'll have a little break in play. Welcome respite if you're St Johnstone.
I mean, I'll throw one at you. What are you thinking? I'm thinking this could end up anything here today, just because St Johnstone haven't made Rangers think about it, tried to play, get caught 3 times, a couple of other chances as well, and if they lose another goal before half time, you're thinking this could be a 6 or 7 job, and what does that do to the mentality when you're 8 points adrift at the bottom of the league?
Yeah, and I mean, they came here early in the season before Sima Valakari was in the dugout, and Andy Kirk and Alec Cleland were in charge, and they frustrated Rangers for long spells and had a couple of chances. Nicky Clark had a goal disallowed, and Rangers had to rely on a couple of moments of magic from Václav Czerny, and they still won the game 2-0 fine, but St Johnstone were in the game a lot more and made Rangers work an awful lot harder for their goals.
Still lost it, as you said, Thomas, but that feeling you get, we were there, we're not a bad team. You don't lose all confidence. This is the kind of results when you're 8 points adrift that can just finish your season right here and now.
Hadji, left hand side for Rangers. They don't care one jot, they want more goals. Swung in, there's no one there, it bounces in again. Dre Wright doesn't really deal with it. Czerny picks up, right hand side of the box, puts a step over in and another, comes in on the left foot, then reverses back out to the right. Lovely from Czerny, gets into the byline, squeezes it back. Igamani flicks it up in the air, overhead kick, oh, and it's wide. It was a good bit wide in the end. Looked like it was going closer from our angle initially. Really audacious attempt from Hamza Igaman, and he's got that in his locker, and he is just brimming with confidence. But that one sailed wide of the post.
And then when you're 3-0 up, showboat time, and that's what it was, because Czerny could have put it in earlier. Once he drags it back his left, he's twisting and turning, eventually gets it in, and then Igaman, so cheeky, because he pops it up, and usually most people would go with a right foot overhead because it's sitting there. He goes with the left foot, doesn't get it right, gets a good contact but not direction on it. But Rangers are enjoying it, and the flair players are coming to the fore.
Here's Kimpioka down the left hand side for St Johnstone, puts a step over in, and then he's put it quite far in front. He manages to get there, such as his pace, little chip ball, which wasn't the worst, but no one attacking it for St Johnstone. And Rangers recovered. Danilo now to Yilmaz, and Yilmaz trying to play out. Czerny tries to force it up the right hand side, it's blocked, and it goes backwards to Robin Proper at the back for Rangers, who are cruising in this first half. 3-0 up, and St Johnstone down and out really, and we're still 6 and a bit minutes to go till the break, plus any stoppage time, which I'm not sure there'll be a huge amount. Hadji on the left hand side midway through St Johnstone territory, and it's goalless in the other game this afternoon in the Premiership between Aberdeen and Hearts at Pittodrie. 3-0 to Rangers here. Czerny back to Proper, square for Raskan in the centre circle, got a bit of space and fizzes the pass into Jefty, but it was too far in front of him. Jefty liked the pass though. I think he felt he probably didn't react quick enough, out for a throw in.
But that's what they've got to do. Although the pass has gone astray, it's high and wide, and his position is 30 yards out from the box, so St Johnstone can't adjust. They've got a back five, and then the midfielder getting a doing, so they can't get the wide men out. And it was a striker, Kirk, that was trying to get there, but it was overhit. But it's the right pacey pass, it's the right position from Jefty. It was just the wrong pass in the wrong direction.
Danilo guilty of tripping Essel, so St Johnstone free kick on this touchline back to Sanders. And Fisher, the goalkeeper, plays it short to Sanders, who sends it long. Nsiala lets it drop as Mackenzie Kirk tries to chase him, but Nsiala has time to pass it back to Liam Kelly, who takes a touch, goes back out to Nsiala left hand side, and then up to Raskan. Lovely first time pass to Proper, and then Proper to Yilmaz, and this is good from Rangers as Yilmaz plays it forward to Czerny, who's in so much space. Dre Wright is nowhere to be seen. Czerny, right hand side of the box, good foot in from Kucheravi, bailed out Dre Wright there because he was caught up the pitch big time. Nsiala in the centre circle, halfway line, out to Jefty. You're listening to Sports Sound Live on BBC Radio Scotland. Rangers 3-0 up on St Johnstone. Hadji coming in on the right foot, shot blocked by Sprangler, spins down towards halfway where Nsiala controls and knocks the Proper, gets the return from his centre-back partner. Now it's a lovely pass to Jefty. Jefty with the cross deflected, goalkeeper thought about coming, didn't get there. Sanders deals with it, sends it behind for another Rangers corner.
Yeah, if I was Simo Valakari, I'd be thinking about filling wide areas. You can't stop that when your full-back goes high, because as I said, your wing-back's looking after the Rangers winger, and he might drift in the pitch, so Jefty's left, they just hit it to him, he gets across, it's deflected, and Saunders has to deal with it.
Hadji strides back as he prepares to take this corner, lengthy run up, drops the arm and now sends it into the near post. Flicked header from Proper, thinks he should have done better as the chance is gone. Franchak in congested space, goes back to his goalkeeper who goes long. St Johnstone just try anything to relieve a bit of pressure at this stage, but it just keeps coming back at them as Rangers play it to Hadji on this left hand side into Igaman, who got the scoring started with that simple finish after a quick throw in. Here's Raskan halfway line, captaining Rangers this afternoon. It's not the best pass as Dre Wright picks up, and it's given away a free kick.
A handball, I think.
Handball, yeah, popped up off Kimpioka, was it?
Yeah.
Handball, Rangers get the free kick.
But even when they're settled and they look quite solid, they're not a threat. So why not set up like that and just try and play some pace, maybe in a 4-5-1.
Given away by Rangers, and Sprangler knocks it to Kirk, but again it's backwards, which invites the pressure onto Mikulic, the centre back. He's got an obvious pass, he does find it to Franchak, gives it to Mackenzie Kirk, who's got Nsiala in front of him. Mackenzie Kirk looking for an option. Jefte gets back and forces him to turn and go backwards to Essel. Essel square to Kucheravi, first time pass straight to Nico Raskan, and St Johnstone again gift up possession.
They had a chance, you know. For me, Mackenzie Kirk could have played Kimpioka and he had a little chance, but that's what I'm saying, if you play to set up like that, you've got to be direct, you've got to hit that pass even if it doesn't come off, but you've got to have some end product. When you do break up an attack, you find Kirk, you're getting your forward players high up the pitch, just try the pass.
Rangers play it down the right hand side. Danilo won't get there, Mikulic will. Pass it short and it's back to Sanders in the box, first time to Kucheravi, and then to Dre Wright. And again, St Johnstone, no obvious way out, and Dre Wright to Sprangler, and then Hadji gambled on the pass to Essel, which opened up Sprangler to drive forward. And again, it's an underhit pass, and Jefte picks that off so easily, and the Rangers left back moves forward. Hadji can't squeeze it through to Igman, but gets it back, goes the other side to Cherny, who's in the middle of the pitch. Yilmaz has joined the attack, the right back, he's done well, as has Kimpioka, to track back in, force Yilmaz to turn. We've got a minute and 20 left of the 45. It is Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0. It has been easy street for Rangers, living off St Johnstone mistakes, as well as some good play in there as well, of course. As Jefte inside to Danilo, Essel intercepts, keeps it in, chips it to Franchak. Franchak puts it into a really dodgy area. Kucheravi has to touch it away, and it's all just so last kind of ditch from St Johnstone, but not in a sense of getting rid of it, in a sense of just getting the ball away first time, but not with any real idea of where they're going. It's just to get rid of it before they get dispossessed by a blue jersey. As it goes forward to Nicky Clark, that's better, laid off to Franchak, who gives it away, the teenager. And then there's a bit of concern here, is that Robin Proper, sorry, it's Nico Raskan is rubbing his knee in front of us, and he's stopped playing, which is a concern for Rangers as St Johnstone come forward. Dre right down the left hand side looking for Kimpioka, too far in front of him, and Liam Kelly comes off his line. And other than a couple of passes, I reckon that's the first time Liam Kelly has maybe had to pick the ball up in this game.
Yeah, Rangers have been ruthless, right? But at least St Johnstone are getting in that forward position. Once they work it in the odd occasion that they have, are trying that pass is going to get them a goal. Dre right through to Kimpioka, just overhit it, but that's what they've got to try and do. Try and hit a pass is going to get them a goal.
Cherny into Danilo, edge of the box. Danilo blocked by Sanders, and it's out for a Rangers throw in. We're into 1 minute of additional time at the end of this first half. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0, still goalless at Pittodrie.
They've done well to get to half-time 3-0 down. It could have been a whole lot more, because they've been no threat, even though they've set up to play like that, and they could have lost more goals.
Yeah, you feel Rangers could almost just play in certain areas and wait for a mistake, as it comes to Jefte on the left-hand side. Infield to Hadji, halfway up St Johnstone territory, then Raskan away to Nsiala, who's done well with what little he's had to contend with, but he's looked tidy on the ball. The 20-year-old centre-back turns 21 next week. Cherny, right inside the box, comes in on that left foot. Can he have time for a shot? Sprangler does well to just poke it away. And that is the half-time whistle. And well, a Rangers team under pressure, with fan discontent, potential protests, could not have asked for a better game this afternoon than that provided by St Johnstone, who have been charitable in the extreme. Yes, Rangers have played well. They've fizzed the ball about. They've got it into wide areas. They've tested St Johnstone. But dear me, St Johnstone have caused so many of their own problems, and they are 3 goals down at half-time, and it could have been more. First goal, 16 minutes. Quick throw in from Rangers. Quick thinking as it went to Cherny, then Diamonde. Cut back for Igman to prod high into the top corner. Just 4 minutes later it was 2. Cherny played in behind far too easily, and a really nice finish beyond Fisher, the goalkeeper, who had no chance. And then another few minutes later it was 3 in 9 minutes it was from Rangers, and this one was the worst of the lot. a fairly harmless cross into the St Johnstone penalty area. Jack Sanders had time to deal with it. He had time to do almost anything. Head it back to his goalkeeper, head it outside the box, head it behind for a corner, and instead he headed it up into the air, straight for Mohamed Diamonde to run onto it and simply nod into the back of the net. He will not score an easier goal, Mohamed Diamonde. Rangers will not have an easier 45 minutes all season. Half-time at Ibrox. It is Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0.
The Scottish Premiership.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
Wake up to Good Morning Scotland.
How much of a reduction will people see this year?
We're working to get waiting lists and waiting times down.
We started 2025 by interviewing the leaders of Scotland's larger political parties.
Well, we'll see if there's any pain yet to come through this interview.
It wouldn't be GMS if there wasn't.
Public services will suffer.
We disagree. You cannot tax your way to economic growth.
All that money will now be diverted into frontline social care.
We will not vote against this budget because they already have the numbers.
Why not vote for it?
Would you ever do a deal with the SNP again?
It would always be a decision that was made democratically.
Good Morning Scotland. Listen now on BBC Sounds.
And join us every morning for all the big interviews and everything you need to know across the year on BBC Radio Scotland.
This is Sports Time with me, Richard Gordon. Half-time in the two Premiership matches. It is here at Pittodrie. Aberdeen 0, Heart of Midlothian 0. It's Rangers 3, St Johnstone 0. Hamza Egeman, Václav Černý and Mohamed Diamande, the goal scorers there. In SWPL 1 this afternoon, the women's game, an astonishing scoreline. Rangers beating Queen's Park by 14 goals to 0. It was Glasgow City 6, Aberdeen 1. Into stoppage time, and it's Dundee United 1 at Motherwell 6. So lots of goals, plenty of goals in the three matches there. Hibernian Spartans kicks off at 4. Celtic against Partick Thistle at 4:10. Glasgow City still 5 points clear at the top of the table. Rangers women, incidentally, have now scored 91 goals in 18 matches so far this season, but they trail by 5 points at the top of the table. There was to be one game in the Championship this afternoon, of course, the rearranged game, Morton against Greenock Morton against Raith Rovers. That was postponed on the Saturday, moved to the Sunday, but there was a gas leak, I seem to recall, which they weren't going to get fixed in time, so that game was off as well. It did leave us just with those two games in the Premiership. Busy weekend in the FA Cup, where today Doncaster have knocked Hull City out on penalties. Spurs eventually took a grip of their tie at Tamworth. It was 0-0 after 90 minutes. Spurs go through 3-0 in extra time. Half-time, Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Crystal Palace 1-0 up on Stockport. Ipswich 3-0 against Bristol Rovers, and half-time at St James's Park is Newcastle United 1, Bromley 1. Bromley taking the lead very early in that one at 1-1. It is at the break. So, well, let's start at Ibrox. We had a chat beforehand about Rangers' strength at home, about the plight, the predicament facing St Johnstone. It must have felt even worse, Billy, just 26 minutes in, Rangers having scored 3 goals in the space of 10 minutes.
Yeah, Rangers have been absolutely ruthless. Richard, I am watching St Johnstone peeking through my hands. I swear, this is kamikaze football from St Johnstone. You wait to see the goals tonight, yourself and Willie, when you get home, and how they are in possession, trying to build from back. Some people, as I said, will say it's brave, but as soon as they lose it, and they've no end product because they never get into the final third, they play into midfield and they get it nicked, they are out of position. Willie, you'd be having kittens as a centre half. I'm telling you, try to be forced to build from the back. This is not the time or the place. You're 8 points adrift at the bottom of the Premier League. You're not fully confident. I think, and where Rangers are, try and put them under pressure. I'm not saying you win the game. You might set up defensively and you still might lose the game, Rich, but my word, they have helped with their own downfall, especially the second 2 goals. When the second goal, they make a pass and Nicky Clark gives it away in midfield. They just get it. Danilo turns and just rolls it through, and their back 3 are not set, and Černý just goes 1-on-1 and pops it in. The next one, they give it away again, the third goal, and they just do it quickly, Rangers, and they put a cross in the box, and because Saunders is having to adjust, he's going back the way. He could put it over the crossbar, he could flick it out to his right hand side, he pops up there. It is the perfect assist for Diamonde. to come in and just head into an empty net. It is incredible. So masters of their own downfall. Rangers absolutely ruthless. It could have been anything here. We're saying 3, they've had more chances, could have been 5 or 6. So Rangers doing their bit, but St Johnstone are just giving them a huge helping hand.
Well, I guess what will be interesting, Billy, is whether the team of Alakari tries to do something to stem the flow in the second half, but also by the sound of things it will be largely down to the attitude, the mentality of those Rangers players. If they want to go on and absolutely rack up the goals this afternoon, there's every chance they're able to do so.
Yeah, especially if he doesn't do something with the system. I think he'll continue. I think he'll say, you buy kicks, you play from the back. But to pass the full length of the pitch from building up from a bye kick from the back, especially when you're rock bottom of the league and you're low in confidence, is asking a lot. You've got to read the room a little bit and say, right, I know we want to play expansive football, but there's times and places to do it. Ibrox is not one of them. If they don't tweak the system or sit that system back to try and counter-attack and not play open football, yeah, I think it could be 5, 6, maybe even 7, and it's up to Rangers with what they have to do. They've got themselves where this could have been a tricky day for them, Rich, you know that. And if they could kept in the game, the crowd might have turned, and where Rangers are just now, that 18 points now going to be 15 points behind Celtic, it might have just asked them a few questions. But if Rangers fancy it now and they all want a bit of the ball, you know what it's like as well, when they're passing, they're running, the movement off the ball's good, and Rangers look as if they could go on and get more. We've seen also teams just say, well, 3's enough, and they just let it peter out. But I'll tell you, if Rangers fancy it and St Johnstone do the same things, anything could be the scoreline.
Well, it's clearly going to be 3 points for Rangers, and it means that both Cherney and Eagleman, Billy, on the 12 goals alongside Dessers this season. Eagleman in particular. I mean, Cherney had a spell, didn't he, where he was the main man, but certainly in recent weeks Hamza Eagleman has really come to the fore, and he's kept up this fine goal scoring run he's been on.
He's a player, there's no doubt. He's still got loads to learn, but he's got his goal. Had another chance with a flick with the outside his right boot, and then they start showboating. You've seen him do that. He likes his nutmegs, he likes to get at people, be direct, he's got tricks. And then there was one where in fact it was him and Cherney twisting and turning inside the box on the right hand side. He overdid it. He ended up coming back on his left, then back on his right. He put it to Eagleman. Eagleman popped up, Rich, if they put it on Sports Scene tonight, and went for the overhead kick, but usually do it with your right foot, but he did it with his left foot and got a brilliant connection on it. It was well wide, but it was showboating, and that's where Rangers are at, and their two main players are enjoying it today.
Willie, I think it's fair to say there's not been much in the way of showboating here at Pittodrie.
Are you bored, boys?
It's not been a pleasant experience thus far, generally, has it, Willie?
No, it's not, Richard. It's been poor quality, to be perfectly honest. Maybe the first 10 minutes, I'm actually pushing it for 10 minutes. I think it was maybe 7 when I looked up at the clock, and Aberdeen, were playing the high press. They were winning the ball back. They were putting... They made Hearts look ordinary and look nervous, and Hearts constantly gave the ball away. But then as the game went on, actually Hearts began to get more and more into it and more pressure, and look, they're more liable to score, and Aberdeen, struggling. They've had a couple of opportunities, Aberdeen. The Tober chance from the corner kick, which was the second corner kick that was eventually, drilled in and flicked on at the near post, and you felt that Craig Gordon did really well. It was a bit of a scramble, it wasn't a save that you would point out. It was more a reactive save at the near post, and that chance was gone. Keskinen's got the best chance of the game. It's Nisbet, a lovely reverse pass. He's coming in from the left hand side. He tries to hit the far post. He's got to at least make the goalkeeper work, in my opinion. He's got to try and hit the target. Obviously he did try to hit it, but he didn't. He misfired, and it slid by that back post. Hearts, the one chance where it was George Grant and James Wilson, where they had 3 kind of opportunities at it, and 3 kind of a wild swipes, and that kind of sums up the game. There's no composure in it. Everything's done at a breakneck pace. Whenever a player gets the ball, he's not got it under control. He wants to go forward very quickly. Some of the set pieces have just been ridiculously poor, and and generally, it's not been a spectacle that these two teams can be proud of. I would imagine that Hearts would be the more happier of the two teams. It's 0-0, and they've gained a bit of control in that first half. For Aberdeen, they've got to improve. It's got to be a better performance in the second half. I think Clarkson's way off it. Nisbet again not showing too much, although his reverse pass was something special, and really not having enough kind of a control in the midfield area. So it's for the home side, I think it's disappointing. The new players, have they made their mark? Tobers looks okay, looks a player that thinks about the game. Oko's not been in it enough for me. Keskinen has been the one that's been the more prominent. And generally going forward for the home side, it's not been great, and the fans have got they've got the referee to take it out on. At least they're not taking it out on the players, but to be honest, the quality of what they're watching in the first half, they should be taking it out on the players. They should be getting booed at half time. It was the referee that was getting booed at half time, not the players, because it's got to be better. It's got to be much better from Aberdeen.
Yeah, look, I mean, Stephen McLean's had a few moments up here at Pittodrie, but he did baffle us all, I think, by deciding not to penalise Toby Keskinen for the diving header,
a boot, yes,
foul
Penrice,
which took out Penrice as he was about to rampage in the ball. I mean, there'd been a few bizarre moments.
Yeah.
But we've also seen quite clearly, and I think from Clarkson, Palaversa as well, actually, lack of confidence from these players, constantly giving the ball away.
Yeah, and when they're not under pressure as well, Richard, it's not as if they're under pressure and they're giving the ball away. It's unforced errors. And for both of them, I think Clarkson in particular, it's unusual to see him, so much so that he gets himself booked. I think he's frustrated when he puts the challenge in, and Penrice, I think it was over in the right side there, the left back area for Hearts, gets a yellow card. Very unusual to see him losing his temper, but and you're showing me something here.
No, it's a somewhat ironic text from a well-known Hearts fan who has sent a picture, a freeze frame, saying if only the ref had a better view of the Keskinen and Penrice moment out, the referee Steve McLean could not be better placed.
And you can see it. You can see exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to take Penrice out. We can see it up here. Everybody in the ground can see it, apart from the referee. So he's definitely got a point there. But the quality, I think that's a disappointing aspect of this game. It's quite a good crowd. A lot of home fans here, but for me, plenty of energy, plenty of effort in it. But football isn't just all about effort and energy. There's got to be a bit of composure. There's got to be a bit of understanding when to slow the game down and when to speed it up. And I'm just not seeing it from either team. Probably seen it a little bit more from Hearts and Aberdeen.
Yeah, Hearts' issue has been that they've had no quality up front. I mean, they talked about this so much this season, about the fact that when Shanklin's in there, yes, maybe contributing to the team, but not scoring. Wilson has just not had a look in, other than the chance early on when he miskicked it twice. Spittle and Penrice certainly more prominent. Drama, Mr. Drama has just been invisible, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's been Hearts have been good down there, left hand side. And Penrice in particular for me has been, he's shown a lot of energy, he's shown a lot of pace, but he's shown a lot of quality and control of the ball as well. And the linking up with Devlin, down that left-hand side have been a problem for Aberdeen. So it's all to play for in the second half.
Players coming back out here, I'm sure the same at Ibrox. If you want to hear live second half commentary, Aberdeen against Hearts, it's on Radio Scotland Extra, digital, medium wave online with Willie Miller and Liam McLeod. Rangers against St Johnstone, pick that up on BBC Sounds FM or online with Thomas Duncan and Billy Dodds.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sports Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and on BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Off the ball in! What a strike! What a goal! Players back out here at Ibrox. Cruise control first half for Rangers, 3-0 up. Can they build to it, or can St Johnstone stem the tide or even get themselves on the score sheet. Couple of changes for St Johnstone at half-time. Aaron Essel has gone off, Barry Douglas is on, and Taylor Stephen, the youngster, has been recalled from his loan at Cliftonville, right winger. He's on as well. I didn't see who the second number was to go off. Billy, was it Nicky Clark?
I can't see Nicky Clark out there.
Yeah, I think it's Nicky Clark. So I assume that might mean a change of shape for St Johnstone. It looks like a back four, perhaps, as Rangers look to exploit that almost immediately with a diagonal to Czerny, who manages to keep it in right next to the corner flag on the right hand side. Czerny comes in the right foot, and then he goes back. Egaman, edge of the area, then forced back to Raskin. Low shot deflected, could have gone anywhere. Danilo on the turn, shoots, blocked, back to Raskin, has another go as it deflects and spins well wide of the target, but Rangers get a corner immediately on the front foot.
Yep, and Richard said to him at half time, it's up to Rangers how they want to go about it. It looks as if they want to start bright and quick and try and get more goals, but they eventually get a few shots. But you're right, I would have done the same. I would have plugged the wide areas because they were getting an absolute down there, St Johnstone, and to be fair to Simo Valakari, he's done that.
Czerny with a corner. This one's high to the back post, and Ciala controls it with his thigh, and it spins away backwards out to the left side of the box. The centre half spinning and ducking and diving, keeps the ball back to Diamonde, then to Jefte, middle of the pitch. Jefte looks up, pings it through the air, takes one bounce. Czerny controls it. Czerny right hand side of the box, low across the front post area. Danilo can't gather it, he goes down, he's looking for a penalty. The referee wasn't having it, and then St Johnstone get the free kick. Mackenzie Kirk was fouled, according to Ross Hardy.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a look at it. I don't think it is. And then Ross Hardy does well, because I thought it was a free kick, and St Johnstone got a bit of respite.
Yeah, I didn't initially, on first viewing at least, think it was a penalty, and neither does the VAR Andrew Dallas, because on we go. Andre Wright plays it out to the right hand side, and Stephen, who did play in the League Cup group stages before his loan spell, as Rangers pinch it and Danilo comes forward, slips it to Czerny. Great chance for Czerny, puts it straight at the goalkeeper, and you expect better from Václav Czerny from that range.
But again, giving the ball away, and they're caught out of position, and that's why he gets the chance. We've seen him so many times, edge of the 18-yard box on that left foot. It's kind of coming across him, he's not cutting in. Again, they give it away.
Giving away Czerny in towards Danilo, can't gather under pressure from Mikulic, and then it's just away from Barry Douglas, and now St Johnstone can come forward looking for a run of Kimpioka in behind, well dealt with by Proper, and now Czerny. But this game very much following the same pattern in the early stages of the second half as the first half did, with St Johnstone getting caught in possession and Rangers just coming in wave after wave of attack.
Yeah, Barry Douglas left back, Dre right back, and then the two centre halves now. But at least Kimpioka and Stephen are going to fill the wide areas. At least they've got two on either side now, it might help, but still try to play from the back, and when they do that they're losing possession and Rangers are getting chances. And Czerny had one, we were just talking, how many times have we seen him open up and put it in the far corner, but just hits it too straight at the goalkeeper.
Headed to Diamonde in the edge of the box now. Egaman flicks it back to Diamonde, controls brilliant on the shoulder, then takes it on the volley, and that was looking like it was heading towards the target, but Bozo Mikulic makes a good block and it goes behind for a corner.
Yeah, it's Egaman and Diamonde, just little give and go a couple of times, and then it falls perfectly for him. It just breaks for the volley, he catches it sweetly, doesn't he, and Mikulic gets the block to get it away for yet another corner and more Rangers pressure.
Yep, it's been relentless from Rangers at the start of this second half. 49 coming up on the clock, and it is a corner to Rangers. Hadji offers a short option, but I think Czerny's going to deliver this. He does. Again, he hangs it to the back post. Sanders wins it, and Franchak puts it up in the air, drops on the edge of the box. Players challenging for it. St Johnstone just about get it away. Kucheravi, and then it's sent back with the head of Jefte, brought down by Barry Douglas, and then lashed forward with the left boot, bounced on halfway. Kimpioka trying to get on the end of it. Good defending from Yilmaz, who nips in front of him and knocks it back to Liam Kelly, who offloads to Insiala. And then Liam Kelly gets the return and goes long towards Danilo, won by Mikulic, and Proper up in the air. That's poor from Robin Proper, switched off, and Mackenzie Kirk finds Kimpioka. He's right on the byline. Kimpioka tries to go around his man, good defending, blocked. Diamonde's back in there as well, trying to get it away, and then Raskin nods it forward, bounces. Danilo flicks it to Hadji, and then they go over the top and Czerny's on his bike again, and Václav Czerny, does he keep it in? He can't. It was awkward. St Johnstone throw.
Again, St Johnstone, right, it doesn't matter what formation you're playing in, 3-5-2 first half, 4-5-1 this second half, but when you get in that final third, especially in the box, even if it doesn't come off, Kimpioka's in a good position. Just hit it with your left foot right across the goal. He's at the angle, he's nearly on the byline, just to describe for the listeners, but he should just smash it with his left foot, because Stephen was in at that far post and you might get a break. But when you don't do anything in the phase they play in the attack, just fritters out, it just is, again, that loses your confidence, it demoralises you, and they have to be more ruthless and trying to be more direct in attack.
Here's Yilmaz down the right hand side of the box, gives it infield to Diamond. It's not a good pass. Sprangler slides in, proper steps in but can't get there. It's back with Kucheravi, and then Barry Douglas sends it long for Kirk, who brings it down well over his shoulder, and then away from Czerny back to Kucheravi, but he's put it straight out the pitch, and you could probably hear his roar of frustration. The St Johnstone midfielder Simo Valakari on the edge of his technical area. Well, it would have been a rather glum half-time address to his players as Raskan plays it across his box under no pressure, and Ciala.
Sorry, Thomas, to butt in, but I think Sima Valakari will learn from today that you can't go to places when you're bottom of the league like Celtic Park, like Ibrox, and play open, attractive football, or you'll get a doing, and that's exactly what's happened. So hopefully he can learn from that.
Hadji slips as he was played down the left hand side, and the flag was up anyway, so he was offside. St Johnstone get the free kick. Yeah, well, as it stands, it's goalless at Pittodrie, so Hearts are going to move 9 clear of them, and they've effectively written off a game here. I know they were never expected to probably take anything anyway, but the manner about which they went about that first half is going to leave huge question marks.
And you might not win the game, as I've said, playing defensively, but you'll make the other team think about it. It gives your players sometimes the best belief to just make sure you stay in the game. And you see when St Johnstone do try to play, they've never just once in that game, and it was to get 2 crosses that they play from their own 6-yard box, the full length of the pitch, and create a chance. And even when they do get in those positions, they've not been doing the final thing, even like a cross or a shot that you might get a bit of luck, but it's an effort and goal to give your team confidence. They're not getting any end product at the end of their play, so it was pointless coming here today and playing open football and trying to go from one end to the pitch to the other, and it's just absolutely beaten his team before they started.
Yeah, facing a first relegation since 2002. St Johnstone been in the top flight since Derek McInnes got them promoted from the old Division 1 First Division in 2009. As Nsiala switches it, it's under hit for Czerny though, and it's headed away by Barry Douglas, and Mackenzie Kirk's going to pounce on this. He's got 3 blue jerseys around him though. The St Johnstone striker does well to hold on to it and give it backwards to Kimpioka, who comes in field and just always looks as though Yilmaz is giving that up, and Kirk comes back into the right foot, takes a strike. It's taken a wicked deflection and just goes by Liam Kelly's post.
What's the main point about that full attack though? They took on the final shot and it deflected and it missed the post by about half a yard, but at least there's something there. There's a shot just to give you belief, but they nearly gave it away again. They turn back and Mackenzie Curtin, and they nearly lose it, but they nick it again. It comes to him at the edge of the box, he just shifts it to his right, hits the shot, deflected, looped, and nearly found that far corner.
Corner to St Johnstone, the first of the game. It's over on that far side, and it's going to be Kucheravi to take, whips it into the near post, header from Sanders, and it's in, and St Johnstone have one back. And Jack Sanders, who was culpable for Rangers' thirds, has somewhat restored his part in that by getting St Johnstone on the scoreboard. First shot on target, and it is now Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1.
Yeah, they have that set up, Rangers. I've watched them a lot. They flood that front area, and St Johnstone, to their credit, realise that. It's a great ball in from Kucheravi to the back post, and Saunders, who's been a threat all season from set pieces, gets a good header on it, and there's no chance for Kelly. It bounces high into the net. I'm not saying they're back in it, but what a lifting, and that's why you take the shot on, you get the corner. Sometimes your best chance within games at set pieces to go and get a goal. St Johnstone have done exactly that.
Yeah, and that will lift spirits among the travelling Sainties over there in the far corner. At least a moment to shout about, whether it turns into anything real in terms of a result, there's still a heck of a way to go for that, but it's something to build on. Rangers immediately back in possession. Insiala to Proper. Frustration for Rangers will be that clean sheet has gone as Černý collects on the right hand side, goes back to Proper to Insiala. Insiala darts forward towards the halfway line, gives it to Raskan, he was nursing a bit of a knee injury in the first half. He got a bang on it, looks okay though. Sanders intercepts that, goes up in the air, controlled by Raskan, the Rangers captain for the afternoon, as James Tavernier is absent once again. Raskan and a big switch to Barry Douglas to intercept, and the boos that you can hear behind me are because the Union Bears in the Copland Road stand are staging a walkout in protest at the way the club is run, and the rest of the fans in the ground are telling their fellow supporters exactly what they think of that, and there's some other fans in the Broomloan stand walking out as well. So a bit of unrest and disagreement about the way to go about voicing your frustration if you're a Rangers fan right now, as they are on course to move back to 15 points behind Celtic, and the fans who remain give their support to the team on the pitch. It's St Johnstone in possession, and it's Barry Douglas who controls it, slides it to Kimpioka left hand side. He's going to run at Yilmaz, comes in on the right foot, can he get the shot away, running across the edge of the box, still going Kimpioka, gives it to Stephen, and it's into the box. Kimpioka sticks out a leg, tries to control it, can't really control it, and Rangers have the ball. Danilo caught by Sanders, and then there's a trip on Franchak. There is free kick to St Johnstone, and Ibrox has come to life in the last minute or so.
It's kind of mixed between the fans, isn't it? There's the boos went up because they saw the Union Bears leaving, and then there was a few from the other stands left as well, and then to be fair to the rest of the crowd, they got right behind the team and started singing a song and try to get right behind the players and giving them confidence. But you could be fair to say it's a mixed reception to the walkout.
Yeah, absolutely. Very much the majority that are staying though, vast majority. But I suppose if you're a fan and you're frustrated, the only power you really have is to vote with your feet, and some are exercising that option here with a 55th minute walkout. Franchak is going to curl this in though for St Johnstone into the Rangers box. Sanders tries to get on it again, and it's a bit uncertain from Rangers, but it's Eagleman who's back there with an overhead kick clearance. He really can do everything, it seems. Trey Wright is going to send this back in from deep. Sanders has stayed up, headed away by Jefte. Now it's Hadji up into the air towards the halfway line. Spranglers battling. St Johnstone have been buoyed by that goal, no doubt about it. Rangers win it, fired up to Eagleman. Mikulic makes the challenge, and then it's out onto the left hand side. Jefte, Billy Dodds.
The goals certainly given St Johnstone a lift and made Rangers think about it a bit more, and I think the walkout on top of that, I think they've read the script and had a look at the stands, the Rangers players, and it's not helping them.
Černý, low cross from the right, good touch from Danilo, takes a shot on the turn, it's blocked. Diamonde, his little touch inside is blocked, and then Kucheravi runs into traffic. Raskan's won it, gives it back to Černý, right corner of the box, comes in on the left foot, low pass towards Danilo, good challenge from Sanders, and it spins away down towards the centre circle where Proper is, and where Proper passes it to Diamonde, and Raskan to Černý, poor touch, but he gets the luck and still has it. Raskan looks up, was thinking about going to the right with this pass, goes to the left, and Insiala, the centre back, then out to the left hand side. Jefte running at Franchak, he's done well, Jefte. Franchak recovers well though, and it's back to Eagleman, right hand side, into Diamonde, 25 yards out, goes to Černý centrally, and to Danilo. Tight passing from Rangers, but no way through at the moment. As we approach the 59th minute, it's Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. Good work from Jefte on the left hand side, cross in, Eagleman's there, but it's intercepted at the near post by St Johnstone, and then it goes out on the far side for a St Johnstone throw-in, and St Johnstone survived that bout of Rangers pressure. 3-1 it is to Rangers.
Whether it's a goal again I don't know, but look at St Johnstone's setup, they look more secure. doubled up in wide areas, plugging holes in wide areas, not making it easy for Rangers to get crosses in, defending properly, already set there, get the throw in, and they're frustrating Rangers now, but I can't believe they never started this. As I say, I think Simo Valakari might just learn from today that he just can't get through the full season with his team playing out from the back as they do again, and Rangers get the corner.
Yeah, slack again from St Johnstone, having done so well to survive that couple of minutes of pressure. They've gifted Rangers a corner here, and it really is high risk, and at least this afternoon low reward football.
You finished it for me, because I was going to say that, with no reward, I was going to say.
Yeah, and it's a Rangers corner far side as they look to re-establish their 3-goal lead. Sanders wins it in the 6-yard box, up into the air. It's going to drop behind though for another Rangers corner on this near side. And Rangers, well, they went about their business effectively in the first half, are given a huge helping hand, you have to say, by St Johnstone, but they want to make sure that this second half doesn't peter out, and having conceded the goal, they'll feel a need to get right back on top of this game as Tierney sends in the corner, won by Mackenzie Kirk, and then Diamonde dummies the shot on the edge of the box, then goes with a right foot deflection up in the air. The goalkeeper doesn't come, and it bounces and then spins into the goalkeeper's arms. But I don't know about you, Billy Dodds, but I thought that should have been maybe the goalkeeper.
It was a dodgy one because it's spinning, and I think he realises Sanders should deal with it, and he just kind of lets him get involved with the situation. If he comes and gets involved and crashes into him, it might cause a bit of panic and could end up in the net. So he got away with it, but it wasn't ideal from the goalkeeper. Sanders was there to just joust with, I think it was Egerman, and make sure to get through to his goalie.
Sent long by St Johnstone after Kimpioka had initially held the ball up. Proper gives it to Liam Kelly, and Rangers will recycle and go again, and it's Proper clatters that off Mackenzie Kirk rather unhelpfully for a Rangers point of view, and Kimpioka's tussling with Egerman to try and win it back, and he has got it now. Kimpioka and goes down with Egerman at his back, and St Johnstone get the free kick. It's just a bit loose from Rangers, and Robin Proper again. There's a couple of little loose ones. It's just the concentration's dipped.
Yeah, a bit of that, but a bit of the fullback's not on now to pass to, so he has to take his time, and he's dwelt on it too long. I've seen him do that before this season, and Rangers fans go on their back because I'm not playing quick enough. But he's got no fullback to go to. He has to go long, and by that time he's been pressurised and blocked.
Barry Douglas with a left-footed delivery from the free kick, headed up into the air by Rangers, comes back down on Proper's head, not a convincing header away. St Johnstone have it. Barry Douglas, his cross is blocked, and it's going to spin for Václav Černý on the halfway line, and suddenly it's a 2-on-1. Danilo running through the middle. Černý puts it forward for Danilo, too far in front of him, and Fisher, the goalkeeper, sprints off his line and gathers.
Yeah, they're all up for the set piece, and they don't do the right thing and miss the chargers for Rangers when they're helping it back in once the first deliveries come in. Second phase, they hit the man and they're through 2-1.
And slip forward looking for Stephen, the half-time substitute, but that's better defending from Robin Proper to read the situation and go back to his goalkeeper as Rangers come forward. Raskin to Černý, central position, halfway line, jinking away from 1-2, sliding challenge from Sprangler though, spins for Proper. And now Diamonde, and Diamonde for Černý, who's towards the left-hand side of the pitch now. And now it's Hadji on the left-hand side, flashes a cross in, it's a dangerous one. No one in blue to get on the end of it though, as Oscar Cortez and Cyril Dessers are stripped and ready to come on at the next break in play. Egerman tries to go outside Barry Douglas, who goes down on the ball, and then the free kick goes St Johnstone's way, and then it's a little shove from Barry Douglas, and Hamza Egerman goes down rolling about. I'm not sure there was much that merited that. There was a little arm, a little shove from Barry Douglas, but I don't think it required, personally anyway.
A bit of atmosphere in the stadium though, because obviously the walkout, and then St Johnstone get the goal, and there's then a little few duels and jostles, which is adding to it, and the crowd really making themselves heard.
Yeah, certainly are. Philippe Clement put his hands to his face as that counter from Rangers was spurned a moment ago. Here we go, the substitutions are being made, and Hamza Egerman's work is done, having added his 12th goal of the season to open the scoring. He's going to come off, and Václav Černý, as well, scorer of the seconds, is also going to come off, and it is Cyril Dessers, Oscar Cortez come on, and as ever, Cyril Dessers has a point to prove in a Rangers jersey. Unused sub in the last two. Can he make an impact in the final 25 minutes?
I think that's one eye on Aberdeen on Wednesday night, taking their two main men off. I think this game's done. Be interesting if St Johnstone get another goal, but they're obviously trying to get the two main men off, Czerny and Igaman, and get them rested up for Wednesday night for the Aberdeen game.
Raskan goes backwards to Jefte into Insiala, and then Raskan again, and Rangers comfortable still despite the concession of the goal to Jack Sanders in the second half. It remains 3-1. Raskan, Hadji with a right-footed pass to Cortez. First touch from the substitute, goes into Yilmaz, who's inverted in the middle of the pitch, and it's Diamonde galloping towards his right-hand side, gives it for Hadji, who slips, not for the first time. Chipped forward by St Johnstone. Barry Douglas gets it back, and it's a really loose pass straight to Cortez. Goes with a shot on the left foot. Brilliant save. Fisher down low to his right-hand side. Again, though, St Johnstone just gifting possession in their own box. Cortez with a really fierce hit, but the goalkeeper was equal to it on this occasion.
It's a brilliant save though, because we're at the angle where we see it all the way and you think it's in, and then suddenly Fisher produces a right hand and gets it away from goal. It's a really good stop, good effort from Cortez when he cuts in, but St Johnstone masters of their own downfall once again, giving it away, edge of the box. Cortez on it, left foot, curler, but a good save from Fisher.
Yeah, really good save, and it's the first really good one that he's had to make, because the goals he didn't really have much chance with. But he showed he's capable of a good shot stop. Andy Fisher, new signing on loan from Swansea, worked with Russell Martin at both MK Dons and Swansea, signed him for both clubs, I think because he's good with his feet as well. As Proper pings that forward, meat and drink for Jack Sanders, the St Johnstone defender. Kucheravi now to Barry Douglas, to Mackenzie Kirk, lays it back to Kucheravi. Pass blocked by Diamonde, now Dessers, and intercepted again by Kucheravi, who holds off Dessers really well. Still going, Kucheravi tries to put it through the legs of Raskan, did manage it but then went to ground. No free kick. Rangers come forward. Diamonde for Cortez, keeps it in on the right touchline. He's got just Douglas in front of him, goes for the cross, near post header from Mikulic, and then Raskan nods it to Yilmaz, right hand corner of the box, 30 yards out. And then Diamonde goes down looking for a free kick. Advantage is being played as Jefte goes forward. Jefte out to the left hand side. Hadji comes in on the right foot. Low cross, was dipping. Diving header away. Mackenzie Kirk lays it to Kimpioka, and now there's space for Kimpioka to run in, and this is where he's really dangerous. He doesn't look to have the confidence, didn't back himself as Diamonde came across, and then Diamonde did really well to hold him up, and Proper came across and robbed Kimpioka. And now Rangers are on the front foot with Cortez. I just expected Kimpioka to knock that in front of himself and just leg it.
He doesn't look himself today because his first couple of things didn't come off, but you've got to just try it, as I said, try and make something work, just be direct, get at your player. But you could see he was running up a blind alley there, and there was no chance he was going to create anything.
Yeah, he just didn't back himself for pace, and he's got lots of that as Rangers work it infield to Diamonde, halfway up St Johnstone territory. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1, live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland FM and Sounds. Hadji goes backwards. Highlights tonight of Sunday's games here at Ibrox and Pittodrie, 7:15 BBC Scotland channel, and iPlayer thereafter, where you'll also find highlights of Saturday's Premiership action. Raskan forwards, Cortez chips it to the edge of the box. Dessers touch as he stretched out the right leg but can't bring it under his spell. Kucheravi now for St Johnstone as they look to get up the pitch. Kimpioka, this time he knocks it in front and runs after it. Raskan's done well, and then Kimpioka goes again by dropping the shoulder and breezes past Raskan, and then Kimpioka tries to put it through the legs of Yilmaz, but that's brilliant defending from the makeshift right back.
Yeah, it was. Rangers did well the last couple of occasions, but at least he was more direct there, Kimpioka.
And now Rangers counter. Danilo slides it to Hadji just trying to almost waltz in between a gap, but he's looking a bit tired, Yanis Hadji, and that one doesn't come off into the feet of Kimpioka. Takes it on the turn midway through the Rangers half, gives it to Kirk. Good little touch away from Robin Proper, drops the shoulder, fires the strike, rattles off Insiala, and then it breaks for Kimpioka near the left touchline. He's got no support, two blue jerseys right next to him, Yilmaz and Insiala, and he manages to hit it off one of them and out for a St Johnstone throw-in. No doubt St Johnstone have improved.
Yeah, the goals helped, don't get me wrong, but it's just helped that they look a more solid shape and not playing into Rangers' hands as well, especially in wide areas, by playing 2v1 in there. So that's helped as well. But they've been more direct, and that's come because they've got a belief from the game, the goal, that they can do something while they're secure and nice and solid. That's the feeling I'm getting.
Yep, still Aberdeen 0, Hearts 0 at Pittodrie in the other Premiership game. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1 here. And we're about to hit the 70th minute at Ibrox. Rangers still in control as Cortez receives Diamonde's pass on the right hand side. Low cross blocked by Barry Douglas, who by and large has done pretty well since coming on at half time. That little poor pass on the edge of his own box aside, but what St Johnstone player hasn't done that so far.
But you're right, he has. He's done well, but he gave that pass away that nearly cost the 4th goal.
Proper for Raskan, proper to Nsiala. Rangers with Aberdeen here at Ibrox on Wednesday night, then Fraserburgh in the Scottish Cup a week today, as the free kick is given in favour of Jefte.
See when they nicked that though, Thomas, right, it was a poor pass from Rangers, and Jefte did well to get there. But if they lose it, St Johnstone, they had a solid back four in place. That wasn't the case in the first half. They're playing out, they're wide apart, they're trying to make the pitch big by standing in the touchline. As soon as Rangers won it, they had huge gaps to play into.
And Cortez is flagged offside as he collected on this right hand side. St Johnstone much better in the second half, got the goal. Final 20 now at Ibrox, and Rangers are going to close that gap to Celtic back to 15 points, which is the exact difference in tally between the sides in away results this season, which just shows you that is what has cost Rangers dearly so far this campaign, and is likely to cost them another title. But
on the money, even if you get results, 3 wins and a draw out before, you're only 5 points behind in the title race, and you're putting a bit of pressure on. But it's been the away form that's absolutely killed the Ibrox club this year.
Big games in the Europa League as well to come this month, away at Old Trafford against Manchester United, where bizarrely you would say Rangers would fancy themselves in that one, the way they've been going in Europe, and with Manchester United struggles, and then Union Saint-Gilloise at home in a really good position. Certainly look like they're going to qualify, but they could really push for the top 8 and miss out the playoff round, which would be a really big boost in a packed schedule for Rangers. Barry Douglas with a throw in for St Johnstone, but he's taken an age to get rid of it because he doesn't have too many options. The referee's telling him to hurry up. He's still not thrown it in. The Rangers fans getting irate. He releases it to Mackenzie Kirk, who finds Dre Wright. Clever pass first time from Wright to Franchak, the right back. Infield to Sprangler. Sprangler holds off Danilo and gives it to Franchak. Franchak tries the little drag back and to the outside and tries to go round Jefte, but it's out for a throw-in to St Johnstone. Sprangler slides in after a miscontrol, and Rangers will have the throw-in. 72 and a half on the clock. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. Goals in the first half from Egeman and Czerny, and Diamonde had Rangers cruising. Jack Sanders' header from a corner has since reduced the deficit to 2 as Dre Wright heads it forward. Rangers causing a few problems for themselves there as they tried to play out, but they've managed to get away with it as Diamonde plays it to Ridvan Yilmaz on this near side. Yilmaz into Diamonde. Nice pass, fizzed for Cortez on the right hand side. Floats it into the area. Poor touch from Sanders. Chance, and Dessers couldn't get his shot away. And the slide challenge came in, and it's slid to the goalkeeper.
It's good for Rangers again. Diamonde nice and quick out to Cortez. Quick ball in, catches Saunders out. It's another mistake from him, but it falls to Dessers, and it's the story of his season. Should take a touch and get a shot. He doesn't. Tries to take an eternity touch, takes his time, and then the recovering tackle comes in.
Hasn't scored since the 6-0 demolition of Kilmarnock here in early December. Cyril Dessers as Cortez comes up centrally, pass block, gets another goal, tries the shot this time, that's blocked too. Kucheravi then wins it off him. Sprangler and Wright takes a couple of touches, then into Sprangler, out for St Johnstone to Stephen, and then Rangers just kind of sit off and get back into shape. St Johnstone go long looking for Kimpioka. Yilmaz has missed it. Kimpioka has it, left hand side of the box. Rangers get back in numbers. Kimpioka has a little go, tries to wriggle through a gap. Solid defending in the end though from Robin Proper, and the free kick goes Rangers' way as well. Was that a belated flag there? I didn't.
Yeah, he gave a foul for the push on Proper. Proper did well to get his body in front, but they didn't look secure, looked a bit nervous, and Kimpioka should have done better. Just make up your mind at him. Yeah, he was pretty direct, but not the way I've seen him at times, and that allowed Yilmaz to recover, and then Proper to get his body and end up shoving Proper, and the chance was gone. But good opportunity, good switch of play, and Kimpioka was 1-1.
Rangers are getting ready to bring on Ross McCausland, and Josh McTake is going to come on for St Johnstone, having come through the academy at Rangers. Josh McTake, and St Johnstone pinch it, and that's brilliant from Stephen here through the middle. Mackenzie Kirk in the box, going to get a shot away he can, and again it's deflected behind for St Johnstone corner. St Johnstone getting far more joy, Rangers far more slack.
Yeah, as I said, you can't find wide areas so easily, so it's going through the middle. St Johnstone are nicking it, and I knew Mackenzie Kirk would turn and have a strike. He doesn't think twice about it. He had the shot that went for the corner that led to the goal, but it's deflected wide for yet another corner before these subs are getting made.
Yeah, and Yanis Hadji is being replaced by Ross McCausland, and Josh McTake is going to come on for St Johnstone, as is Graham Carey, and it is Kimpioka. And is it Stephen who's trotting across here as he picked up an injury, and that's Fran Franchak, I beg your pardon, who's coming off, and Graham Carey is on. So a couple of changes for St Johnstone, one for Rangers, and we're going to resume as we hit 76 minutes at 3-1 to Rangers with a St Johnstone corner.
Attacking changes, eh?
Yeah, and why not? You may as well. St Johnstone corner over on the far side. Kucheravi whips it in again, right on top of the goalkeeper, and Dessers is there to head it up, and then he gets the follow up as well and smacks it clear. And that's well played by Barry Douglas to nick it away from Danilo. His raking pass to the right hand side doesn't find its target though. Rangers have it given away. Saunders intercepts. Sanders then goes out to the right hand side. Andre Wright, halfway line, looking for an option, gives it out to Graham Carey. Carey jinks forwards, lays it to the far side, and now St Johnstone just starting to find that confidence, starting to find a few passes that they certainly weren't finding in the first half. Oh, there's a free kick given away by St Johnstone off the ball there as well. Can't see who's gone down behind the bodies, but Rangers player flat on his back, and the referee Ross Hardy is certainly given the foul, and that attack comes to an end. Yeah, I think it might be. It is, and then he's helped to his feet by St Johnstone player Strangler, and on we go. 77 minutes played. Rangers 3-1 up. Yilmaz controls and goes back to Proper to Raskan turns and goes square to Nsiala. Rangers looking to add that fourth goal. They've not managed to find it since the break. They're 3-0 up and cruising at half time. St Johnstone, credit to them. Simo Valakari made the change of shape and the substitutions, and it has made a difference. They're in their own box at the moment. No, Mikulic back to his goalkeeper, who gets it away just about as McTake controls, goes back to Kucheravi, and then it's Barry Douglas, low pass into Mackenzie Kirk, really good pass. Then he steps onto it, Barry Douglas, but straight to Raskan to Cortez, who kept it in but gave it straight to Kucheravi, and now it's Mackenzie Kirk midway through the Rangers half, gives it to Sprangler looking for a return, gives it out to the right hand side. Dre Wright's going to get there. Dre Wright gives it to Graham Carey, right hand side of the box, sliding challenge from McCausland, doesn't come off as Carey comes inside and goes with the left foot to the near post with a shot, and Liam Kelly makes a comfortable enough save.
Yeah, it's good play from St Johnstone. I thought he might have rolled in Carey earlier, but they eventually nicked the ball. 2 or 3 passes out to Carey. He cuts inside McCausland, and you know there's only one thing he's doing from that right hand side from about 15 yards in the box is curling one, but he tries to reverse it and go near post. But it was a good stop, it really was, from Liam Kelly down there, and he held it as well.
Well, if St Johnstone lose this game, which looks likely, they can at least take solace. It's the first time they've scored against Rangers in 9 meetings, so progress of sorts, although they were out the game really by the time Sanders headed in from the corner on 54 minutes. Unless they can find a second soon, and really set some nerves around Ibrox. And there's already some frustration as Rangers take their time to play out from the back. Raskan goes over the top looking for Cortez. The goalkeeper Fisher comes a long way right to the near side of his box, gets there though, and then plays it out for a Rangers throw in halfway up St Johnstone territory, taken by Yilmaz to Diamonde to Raskan, forward for Danilo, takes it on the turn, can't find Dessers or McCausland, it spins out to the far side now, and that goes for a St Johnstone throw in. And this game just starting to peter out a wee bit.
I think Philippe Clement is counting the minutes now, just not because St Johnstone have put them under huge pressure. Rangers have deserved to win the game and be leading, but it's just if St Johnstone get a second, it would be really nervy times, and you felt that within the stadium in the second half. But just to get the 3 points on the board and get this game out of the way, because it's a pressurised game, and look forward to Wednesday, I think that's where Philippe Clement's at.
And St Johnstone counter, it's given to McTake, the former Rangers player on this left hand side. Jinkson on the right foot, scored against Dundee of course. McTake, he goes for a goal from distance for the right foot, but it came in and then drifted out and went a good couple of yards past the post as Liam Kelly watched it do so. It remains Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1, live on Sports Sound. We'll bring you incidentally full live commentary from Ibrox on Wednesday night of Rangers against Aberdeen. And Billy, I think you'll be here for that one.
I am, with Willie.
Indeed.
Looking forward to it.
So Aberdeen currently drawing 0-0 at home to Hearts. 80 minutes on the clock, it's long for Dessers, bounces in the box. Can Dessers get there? He does, but it's blocked by Sanders, and he was well wide of the goal by the time he actually reached it. The angle was against him. Rangers corner though.
Yeah, it was proper. It was a brilliant ball. He pinged that probably 60-70 yards, and then Dessers was on it, and I thought maybe just take it earlier again. It's that delay he's got. He wants the perfect shot, but Sanders is back and gets a tackle and knocks it for the corner. But better movement from Dessers, but he's got this habit of just waiting too long before he hits a strike.
Yeah, 12 goals this season, Cyril Dessers, but only a couple against current top 6 sides. As McCausland takes his corner, there's a slip in the box, and Mikulic heads it away from his goal, the St Johnstone defender, and it's Clinton Inciala who's gone down. He looks in a bit of pain here, not sure what's happened to him. I could just see at the corner of my eye as I was watching McCausland take the corner that he went to deck, and he's holding his face and he's kind of thumping the turf a bit, and now the referee's asking for the physios to come on, which they duly do. But I have to admit, Billy, I didn't see what caused that. I don't know if he just slipped or something and he's felt something on his way down.
It'll be a contact, maybe unintentional. It's Saunders that's closest to him, looks as if he's speaking to him and maybe try to apologise, so unintentionally caught him, obviously. I think Danilo having a pop at Saunders, but Saunders tried to say, look, it's accidental.
Yeah, and Raskan was in there having a little go as well, the captain. But it is still Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. Final 7 minutes of the 90. We have a break in play here for that injury to Inciala as he gets some treatment. He's back on his feet though, the Rangers defender, as Ibrox goes slightly quiet. We did have those walkouts from the Union Bears, which was roundly booed by a lot of the supporters inside Ibrox, and there was almost a comical element to it because they couldn't all get out, so they had to queue up for about 5 minutes before they could actually all leave the stadium. Meanwhile, the other fans who disagreed with their stance booed and then started singing and backing the team.
It's a tough one because they want to show a stance, but I think there's a way to go about it. I think it's a protest outside, and I think the other Rangers fans and the bigger percentage are trying to say to them, and I'm not blaming anyone, I don't know what's right and wrong, but it's like, stay and back the team and have your protests elsewhere, no problem with that. But it kind of, St Johnstone scoring and that walkout kind of put the brakes in Rangers' performance.
Yeah, because St Johnstone scored in the 54th minute, they walked out in the 55th. I think as well, as we get back underway, and Inciala's okay as he jogs back into position. Proper has it, and he delays under pressure from Kirk, gives it to Yilmaz eventually, and then it's back from Diamonde to Raskan. Yeah, and it's difficult. It depends also what you're protesting, because it seemed to be against the way the club has run the board, but I mean, the chief executive has only been in for a month, as is the new chairman Fraser Thornton, so although some of the board members have been there a while.
Yeah, but they're good people on the board. Maybe have made a few wrong, rash decisions, but they've got to realise that they've made mistakes, but they've got Rangers' best interests at heart.
Raskan gives it infield. Danilo dropped in. Diamonde back to Nsiala, and Rangers just kind of easing their way through the final stages of this game. They lead 3-1, going back to 15 points behind Celtic and into second place, and move further away from Dundee United in third, who had closed to 4 points behind, albeit having played a couple of games more yesterday with their win at St Mirren. As Raskan gets it off Yilmaz in the middle of the pitch. Rangers are about halfway up St Johnstone territory. Diamonde goes out to the left hand side, and it's a lovely first time ball from McCausland on the edge of the box, pulls it back for Danilo, managed to win a challenge. Danilo gets a shot away, and it's taken a deflection behind and over the bar for a corner kick.
Yeah, McCausland does well to get the cross in, and he's cut it back. Danilo turns well, takes two St Johnstone players out. He sort of delayed, and it let the recovery challenge come in. It nicked off, I'm not sure who it was for the corner, but from St Johnstone. But Danilo turns sharply, maybe should have got the shot away quicker, but gets a corner.
And there's another concern here for Rangers. I think it might just be a bit of cramp, is it, for Danilo?
Again, yeah,
he's down, getting his stretches from his teammates. Must be just a bit of cramp, I assume, from the Brazilian. It's just adding to the flat end to this match here at Ibrox. In truth, Rangers' work was done within the space of 9 minutes in the first half, and they were given a large helping hand by St Johnstone on their erratic play, albeit Rangers did stroke it about with purpose, did what they needed to do, and they're going to get the job done here, barring a miracle closing 4 minutes and stoppage time from St Johnstone, who have markedly improved since the break after a change of shape and a couple of subs and a goal from Jack Sanders from a corner. That will disappoint Philippe Clement though, because there was just a bit of set piece vulnerability that cost them against Hibs, and a couple of times as well against Dundee where they didn't look too clever. So to concede again, it's not ideal, but it's not going to cost them here, as Rangers prefer to make 2 more substitutions. Kieran Dowell and Leon King are ready to go, and Danilo's number is up, so he is limping, Danilo, but I think it looks like, hopefully from a Rangers point of view, it's just a bit of cramp with Danilo as he comes off. But I think any Rangers fan with injury record they've had, not just this season but recent seasons, will be concerned as he walks off.
Cramp because they were stretching him, so they'll be hoping that's the case. I don't see him if he's taking cramp just now. You know how Philippe Clement works with minutes in the legs. I don't think he'll be starting Wednesday. I think Bayrami might come back in. Might be wrong, but just when you finish a game that tired and not had a lot of game time, and it's obviously caught up on him.
Yeah, so Kieran Dowell for Danilo and Leon King for Ridvan Yilmaz are the 2 Rangers changes. 3 minutes of the 90 remaining. It remains Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. And finally, we're going to have this Rangers corner as Cortez readies himself to deliver this ball from this near side. And he does. It's flat to the near post, little flick, and then it breaks back, strike in, blocked. And it's Nsiala now on the edge, tries to send it in, blocked again by St Johnstone. Breaks for Dre Wright, who kind of slips as he tries to clear, give him the benefit of the doubt and said he flicked that away from the Rangers player as he fell. And Mackenzie Kirk now, and then sent forward, and then there's a run forward from Josh McPake. He's in behind now. Jefty's chasing back. He's done well to get back in. Jefty, brilliant defending as he gets a foot in and robs McPake, and the chance is gone for St Johnstone as Mackenzie Kirk slides in on Oscar Cortez, and it's a Rangers throw in about halfway.
It's a good job it was Jefty, because McPake's quick. I know him from his time at Queen's Park, and he took off then. I thought he was through 1-on-1, but Jefty covered the ground and got across and got the foot in. Really good defending.
It was indeed. Good reaction from Jefty. Ross McCausland now takes it over the halfway line down the left hand side. Pass for Kieran Dowell, who I think thought he was maybe offside, didn't go initially, then chased after it. He wasn't offside, and the throw in is given to Rangers over on that far side in line with the edge of the St Johnstone box. McCausland goes backwards with a throw, and then it's square for Raskan. Raskan takes it and offers it to Robin Proper to Leon King, the substitute, who gives it into Raskan, and Proper thought about going long but goes short again to Raskan. They're just playing it between themselves at the moment. Leon King takes it infield, back to Raskan, who decides to launch it down the right hand side of the box, but it's too heavy and Cortez won't get there. Goal kick, 89. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. Live on Sports Sounds, still goalless, I believe, at Pittodrie between Aberdeen and Hearts. Doesn't sound a classic.
We're at the right game then. No, I've enjoyed the game, and St Johnstone, I think, led to their own troubles in the first half, but Rangers took advantage. They were absolutely ruthless. Some really good goals, started showboating, could have been anything, and then whether it was the change of shape and then the goal and the walkout, St Johnstone have been a lot better second half and made it a competitive event. But Rangers, it's all about getting the 3 points today with the situation they're in, and they've deserved that.
And St Johnstone came down the attack, but Kucheravi goes down looking for a free kick. He's not going to get it. Rangers get the throw in, and Diamonde has it as they get on with it. King now, young King for Diamonde, first time to Cortez, right hand side, midway through the St Johnstone half, and 5 added minutes go up on the screen, I think, for those 2 injuries that we've just had, because there hasn't been much stoppage time apart from that. Yeah, the subs. As Josh McPake has it on the halfway for St Johnstone. Jinks in field, fires a pass, which eventually finds Dre Wright as he scampered across the pitch. It's down the right hand side for Carey, throws in a step over. Always a tricky customer, Graham Carey, especially coming in on that left foot. As Dre Wright gets it and then forces a pass forwards, and Stephen can't gather, and Rangers have it once more. And we hit 90.5 minutes, 4.5 to play. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1. St Johnstone with the only goal of the second half. McCausland gives it to Jefte. Rangers with the ball in their own half. Robin Proper asks for an option, gives it to Leon King, who's playing right back since he came on after replacing Yilmaz. Here's Raskan, the captain, forward for Kieran Dowell, another of the substitutes in Ciala, who looks like he's moving freely after going down a few moments ago. Proper sends it long. Dessers is there, stands off. St Johnstone clear, but only as far as Diamonde, but then he's robbed and it bounces in the centre circle, and then Ciala. And this is just routine stuff at the end of this game. It's sent to the box from deep by Jefte. Dessers controls off the shoulder, really unorthodox, but it spins away from him. And McPake has it, goes down as Dowell clipped his heels, I should say. St Johnstone free kick, they try and get on with it. Sanders to Wright to Carey. Carey square to Mikulic, and just feel like St Johnstone may as well just try and get it as forward as quickly as they can, as McPake controls on the left touchline. Pass back for Sprangler, good work from Dessers to shut him down, but it breaks back for Sprangler. Now Kucheravi back to Barry Douglas, controls on the halfway line, pass down the line to McPake, not a great touch. Comes off Dowell, and the Rangers have it again. Leon King in the right back area gives it to Proper, and Rangers just comfortably seeing out this game as it stands. St Johnstone going to be 9 adrift at the foot of the Premiership after 23 games, as it's won well by Graham Carey in the Rangers half, and he's coming in towards the edge of the box, and don't let him shoot on that left foot. Well, maybe do, because he's blazed it over the bar.
He's usually better. I had him at Ross County, and he's got a wicked left foot, as you know, and he did well. He tackled Jeff, he took the ball and he drove, and I thought from that position I've seen you strike them home, but just got it all wrong and put it in the top row of the stand, the back of the stand, I have to say, the top row.
Apparently Aberdeen have a penalty at Pittodrie late in that game. Goalless at the moment, as Robin Proper controls at the back for Rangers, goes back to his goalkeeper Liam Kelly. We've played 3 of the 5 added minutes at Ibrox, where it remains 3-1 to Rangers against St Johnstone. Proper plays it up to Dessers, who gives it first time to Diamonde to Raskan. Lovely run from Raskan between 2 St Johnstone players, offloads to Cortez, right hand corner of the box, low cross, intercepted by Mikulic, who plays it out, and that is gone for throw-in right down next to the corner flag, and that penalty has been saved. So Aberdeen miss a penalty at Pittodrie, can't buy a victory at the moment. Jimmy Tillene's men, it seems. So thrown into the St Johnstone box by Rangers as they look to add to their 3 goals. Diamonde, and the free kick is given against Rangers, and St Johnstone get some respite, but they are going to lose this game. We're into the final minute of the 5 added. Billy Dodds.
Yeah, he'll take a lot out of the second half performance team of Alakari. Rangers deserved the 3 points, did all the business in the first half, been ragged this second half. I think one eye on Wednesday put St Johnstone, changed the shape, got the goal and took a bit of confidence from it, and maybe going forward now that I think this, listen, games change, but I think this system 4-5-1 is probably beneficial to St Johnstone, doesn't leave them so open.
Here's Mick Pake for St Johnstone, goes back to Mikulic, the centre back, chips it in behind the Rangers defence. Stevens made a run, a good run, he's got on to the end of it but can't find the end product as he sends it into the Broomlawn stand. And that might be that in terms of the action here at Ibrox this afternoon. Rangers have a goal kick. We've got 14 seconds of the 5 added. We are going to get some play here as Kelly goes short to Jefte and Nsiala, and both players kind of looking at the referee as if to say, when are you going to blow? This is done, and blow he does. And Rangers have the 3 points. They've bounced back and closed to 15 points again behind Celtic. They simply had to win, and they did with ease. All the damage done in the first half. 3 goals in 9 minutes from Egaman, from Czerny and from Diamonde, with a large helping hand from poor St Johnstone defending. A change of shape and substitutions meant St Johnstone improved after the break, and Jack Sanders headed in the only goal in the second half from a corner to reduce the gap. But Rangers were never really troubled thereafter, and St Johnstone adrift still at the foot of the Premiership. Job done for Rangers. Full time at Ibrox. Rangers 3, St Johnstone 1.